I'm philosophical. This is my channel. I have some notes. Not sure if I've said this in other videos. All of this radiation and these attacks actually affect my memory as well, and I listen to a whole bunch of frequencies on a regular. I can't imagine what some of you aren't remembering or need to know if you're not doing that. One, I never signed up for what this is. It feels like an experiment. There were people I could hear telepathically that thought that the live stream that they were seeing me on was mine, that I set up. There are also people who believe that I signed my name and that I'm receiving some type of payment for this. I have $12 in my bank account. There are, and under some of my description boxes of my videos, there is another PayPal. That's why I put it on my thing. I thought that I changed it in the settings for all of them, and it seems like it only changed for some of them. There's a lot of hacking going on, not just with me. Most of you know, if you're talking about anything, some of you stop speaking truth, and this is what part of your destiny, part of why you're here, is to expose with the things that you know. I did not say that it was okay to do this. There is no camera on my head. There are a ton of filters. Most people haven't even seen what I look like on this live stream. So there are videos of mine where my face is actually in the videos, for those of you who are looking at me through a lens and don't even realize it. I never signed up for it. Swapping out babies at the hospital. Like I said, I'm not sure if I said this in other videos or not, but it just popped up in my head. It could have been that you guys heard this shit and you don't remember hearing it. Some of us, what are the chances that a mother would actually want a DNA test on her own child that you know you gave birth to? What a clever way to divide again and separate mothers from their children. You may take a DNA test with some of your kids and find out that they're not even yours as a mother. This is how sick this experimentation goes. I believe that there's another type of species, maybe multiple, that only sees us as experiments. They don't see us as having any value at all. You would be wrong. Swapping out children, right? Do some of you feel like you have no connection even as a mother to your own children? I heard someone say today, and it was because I said, it's okay to say you don't like your kids. Or I can't stand my kids. I can't stand my fucking kids is what I heard. Because what she said initially was, I love my kids, I do it for my kid. I love my kids. And I could tell that she was just, be honest about it. If you don't even like your children, it's not because of you. I believe for a lot of you, there's a reason for it. They're not actually yours as a mom. The grid over the planet. There were people who spoke about this grid before when I was first having this awakening, or what I remember to in my programming. I'm not even sure which Teresa that I am at this point. Teresa Tyson is a name that popped out. It was Teresa Williams, Teresa Tyson, Teresa Heilman, I know, started this channel. Then there was information being brought to me, and I knew that they want me to figure some of this out too. It just got so out of control. And then when people in the government realized that I was interested in figuring this out, that's when they started doing all kinds of crazy shit and implanting DNA and swapping people out and to try to, because I'm a very good researcher. Teresa Heilman, she's one of those women. If that is me, I don't even know, and I know how crazy this sounds, but I'm always the type of person where I won't stop until I get an answer, or a threat to the system, people like that. Now, I believe that another one of these women, it could have been Tracy Harbish, that I have DNA in me. She was an investigator or a detective, also driven. But they chose certain DNA to implant in me. The DNA that they chose are solid. They're making me stronger. And that wasn't the intention, I'm sure. I'm also going through the dark night, I believe, for every one of these. Is that just 444? Which explains why I think these attacks are so bad. It's the people attacking me aren't doing this to help me go through the dark night of the soul. It's an energetic thing where I'm choosing, instead of giving up, to keep leveling up for whoever these people are whose DNA is being implanted in me without my consent. And going through that really dark time for that's why this situation seems endless for me. They could have picked up that I said this, and now they're constantly implanting. I'm not going to keep doing that, though. I don't consent to that. It's crucial what you consent to and don't consent to. It's universal law, which is why Dr. Virtual made that no consent video. I noticed when I started listening to his videos again, things started to change, but then there's also that other side that likes to force things now. For the people who are on that side, this other planet that they have they already created this other planet. Maybe some of us are supposed to clear out karma, leave this planet and start, maybe that's the new Earth. We keep thinking it's here and there's no changes being made. What kind of new Earth would this be? Look at the world. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Do you know how long it would take to rebuild this planet? Some of us want to actually experience and live on the earth that we sacrificed a lot of shit to expose darkness and people in the deep state and other types of shit that you guys expose just to do that and then die. I believe that you clear out your karma, you will be the ones who go peacefully in your sleep and all of a sudden wake up on another planet. I believe your ancestors can do shit like that. I mean, if they can teleport you in the middle of the night and abduct you to do experiments, if aliens can do that, there must be some type of alien that works for us as ancestors that can remove us from a situation if we request it, but we have to clear out the karma. You have to be karma free is what I'm picking up. They have a grid holding in the 528 hertz. The 528 hertz is coming through the music, but they could also have certain types of devices disguised as other things where there's 528 hertz playing on a regular and putting that shit out into the universe, which is creating sadness, anger. It sparks violence and anger, and it triggers with the radiation and everything else. I'm tired of talking and using the same words. It's to hold it in. It feels like another layer over top of the globe to keep all of that in while they secretly get their things and leave and go to leave us all here. I've said this in pieces. I'm not sure if I actually put it all together like this. If it's coming out again, I apologize if someone's like, my gosh, he said this already. There are others that either don't remember or they didn't watch that video. I shared a video on my community board about aliens being interviewed by certain government people back, it feels like the 50s, maybe early 60s. And this alien said that humans needing constant pleasure and not wanting to try anymore will create extinction for them. This sexual assault, last night I had some people here, they upped their game with this. I felt like they were literally trying to insert something inside of me. It's getting ridiculous. It's turning a lot of you men, even some women who have this incubus spirit that you need to remove. If all of you took this seriously and removed and listened to frequencies and took spiritual baths, you would help remove this shit from the actual atmosphere. They're closing in that as well. I said that Mars was sending, the lids were sending, it feels like what they weren't sending lust, that was already here. That's a problem with humans. It was amplified, whatever it is, whatever negative energy that is destroying us, amplified is what, like nitrous, that's what it felt like. You need to do something, and don't just rely on certain people to handle this. Everybody as a whole needs to contribute. A lot of you have a lot of bad karma that you need to clear out. If you passed away today, you would be in a real bad spot in the afterlife. I don't want that for people. The alien said the need for, it would be a constant pleasure, endless pleasure, which felt like that on the other end. They showed me guys shooting up while having this thing on and feeling something off of my pain. Your fathers, a lot of you are fathers. Some of you are grandfathers. You have wives, and it was disgusting. It made me sick. At one point, I just laid there thinking, well, I might as well get something out of this. And they got so ignorant to the point where they didn't even want that from me. They wanted me to feel some kind of pain or just be hurt or broken because it was happening. What's happening to you guys? Family, a lot of you guys, you have a family and you're here doing this shit to me. I don't even know if it is happening to other people, if you're being threatened not to talk about it, or if you're embarrassed not to talk about it. I don't know, because they're creating voices. I know somebody has a problem when I say cause. I'm just going to say the words that come to my mind. They do spells that if I smile, the world hates me. That, you know, I'm doing something fucking great when they're creating spells and doing this on a whole on Zoom, that every time I say thank you, the world hates me. Every time I smile, the world. What does that tell you? That something needs to change. They were doing spells where every time I smiled or said thank you or you're welcome, this is the kindness, this is the empathy that's being taken off the planet. Also, when you find out that that's the spell and you stop smiling and you stop saying thank you and you stop saying you're welcome, you don't manifest shit 1111, because you're not thanking the universe, you're not sending anything out. They're clever, but at some point you become more clever. And then they realize, I'm on the wrong side. There's another force at play that just, they can't stand. They're using me as minions. This constant need for pleasure, you're going to lose your jobs. They're charging for this. There's actually somebody or some people making money off of this. I saw them coming in last week and paying to do this off of me. And they even did it to Brian. I know that they did, and he wouldn't talk about it. Because some of you guys are gay and you don't get any pleasure. Be off of women. It's going to, they're the same thing that they wanted in the beginning, which is turning men gay and getting rid of women. For the few women, there are very few. They're going to start doing this to you men. Don't wait till it gets to the point where it's happening to you and now you want to fight back. That's going to backfire on you, because they're more interested in you than they are us women. Us women, for those of us who are left, we could ask to be removed from this planet and we won't be the scapegoat now. It feels like you guys were okay with it happening to women. What happens if they let's say they kill us off and now we're all gone? It's just you guys now. And you got men who have this lustful and excess spirit on them of rape and assault and forcefulness, and don't wait until it gets to that point. I don't even know if I want to flip cards. It's so bad. It's that bad. It's not something I can do by myself. It doesn't matter what type of being I said. They don't have a name for me. It's the devil incarnate. It's Marduk. But I need to keep the light side of me. I don't really find myself. It's not appreciated. It's to the point for me where I'm the scapegoat for everybody, whether it's fake videos being made by people saying I said shit I never said. It's impossible for me while I'm being live streamed 24/7, or even my eyes being hacked into, for me to sneak off and make other videos saying other things. But because they're sending out, and people started picking up on this, which is why these attacks got heavier. You can't think straight when they're hitting you with radiation like this and this heaviness. So you're not realizing that you either already found out that it wasn't me, or you're not using logic. They want to remove logic completely. And when you have all this heavy on your head and your crown chakra and your third eye, you don't think logically. It's impossible for me to do that. You guys pretty much, you hear everything I say. I can't, I'm uploading videos and I know that most of the world hears me telepathically, and this is another reason why the channel is suffering and my views went down and I'm being attacked. It feels like I'm the only one, because I'm the only one that won't stop and I won't sell my soul. I know some of you were exposing and you were approached or you were threatened and you caved, and you're losing because of it. You can't sleep, you're being convicted. I won't stop. I could be on the street in 2 hours. I'm still going to in some way speak, even if it's to people personally about the shit. It's just in conversation. I'm not going to force things, but you have a mouth for a reason. You know, don't sell your soul. And a lot of them offered some people housing and shit, and then they never came back. They've threatened people to keep their mouth shut, don't help certain people, and then they never got what you just don't remember. Some of you guys, I got you off of fentanyl and gave you this information about Crossroads Treatment Center. You had appointments, went to your Suboxone appointments, and then they did all this shit, memory wiping or just whatever it is. It's multiple things that they can make you forget very easily, and they have you thinking you're back on fentanyl, and you're on fentanyl. Some of you missed your appointment multiple times because every time you're ready to go on your appointment, they either stick something in your goddamn drink. You're not resisting temptation. And I can't stand using that term because it reminds me of Christianity. There must be some kind of devil incarnate in me, because I can't stand hearing about it. It agitates me. I have a physical reaction when I hear about Jesus Christ and everything. And it's not because I'm dark. I know it's a lie. There doesn't seem to be a savior coming. The irony is I seem to have been that savior, which is why they have everybody attacking me. And I seem to be the proverbial scapegoat for a lot of shit that I don't even know half the shit of what it is. I have no other platform, I have to say this again publicly, besides this YouTube channel. I'm not even sure if I'm the one behind it. I'm not sure if I was swapped out. I know that I have siblings, twins, triplets. I believe there was 9 of them. And it could have been a record. One didn't make it. I keep hearing one didn't make it. That I was left. I need to say this publicly. This is what I heard through telepathic communication. Now that I know that other things have been confirmed that I heard around me having conversation, this is what I heard. I am Saddam Hussein's child, and so are boom, and so are my siblings. The fact that I have blue eyes and lighter skin, this is what made certain ones of us special that came out. I have a twin brother. I'm not going to say your name. We look exactly alike. I actually saw him walking the other day. He was so attractive. I actually looked at him from another view and realized that was the universe. I asked for them to send me a sign of something, and it could have been that morning. I don't remember, but they did. We came out different. We looked different from the rip. We looked like we didn't look like newborn babies. We were passed around. They showed me when I have my meditation, I have blonde hair. He probably did too. And we both grew up with darker hair and light eyes. I think we're the only children that were born with light eyes. The other kids were born with darker skin and dark hair, and we weren't wanted. He probably reminded him of Americans, or he just didn't want, or maybe he did and we were taken. Whatever it was, there was a separation that happened. They showed him and I. He was taking care of me. I was sitting in a high chair. He was feeding me. Then they showed us. They intentionally ripped us from each other. We were placed in different homes and then separated. It's to cause sadness and to make sure they did this to a lot of us. This was an experiment so that there would be no love on this fucking planet. And it looks like they succeeded. How many of us were born with all kinds of siblings and then separated? Especially twins, because there's something special, a special connection about twins, identical twins. They separated a lot of twins. A lot of you have a twin somewhere. And they could have been swapping the two of you out if you're the same gender throughout your whole life and you didn't even realize it. Why am I good at my job one day and I'm not interested another day, or I feel like I can't? They're doing a lot of these attacks through satellite. I want to get some names before I forget for some people who are behind these attacks now. I mean the sexual assaults that some of you don't realize that's what it is. Do you feel like somebody's messing with you sexually and you can't see them? If you do. PR. FN. This could be Pete Freeman, Fran Peters, Patrick Freeman, or put a hell if it's. Give me another name. I also want to say that I have the DNA of Teresa Williams is what came out. Fred Astaire, Marilyn Monroe. Teresa Tyson is who when I asked who I am now, how many times did they swap out? Are they swapping us out or are they putting DNA in? It's probably both. But it feels like all of the Teresas, except for Teresa Heilman, came from families that had shit, or she was left shit in a trust. And I believe Teresa Williams one of them won the lottery, a big one, and the government was trying to take her shit. They signed over to Teresa Heilman, which is whose ID and license I currently have in my wallet. Everything. 2020, and this is what I heard. It wasn't Saddam's money, all of it. The government had him holding in bank account their money. Basically, the government's money is signed over to me with yachts and jets connected to it. I have people, instead of trying to help me get it so I can help them in return, literally just trying to keep it from me and take it from me. This is something that it was part of my mission here. Ask your pendulums, flip out cards, do what you have to do. It was left to me in whatever way it was, whether it was something accidental, whether it was a clone, whether it was one of his twins, whether it was him doing it because he found out that I was his daughter, and this is what I got. He was observing me, observing the other siblings. I'm the one who was leveling up. I seemed like less of a threat. I seemed like he was also told that he was dying of cancer and didn't have a lot of time left. I think a lot of his other children, and this is no disrespect, were a little bit of a disappointment. It could have been karma, where the daughter he didn't want wound up being the stronger one, and the sons could have been a little bit of a disappointment to him and maybe weaker when it came to, he's that type of guy. I also picked up that he's living here, and that's not his name, and that his birth father is Tyrone Oliver, and that could possibly be his name as well. God, there's so much I found out. It was left to me, and they're trying to, every time they try to forge my signature, something happens every time. There's fake paperwork that people believe they have the paperwork, and it's fallen into people's hands, and it's going to make its way to me. I'm going to also flip out a name and find out who currently has the actual paperwork. There are people who believe it's them, and it's not. Investigate. Oh, I also have the DNA of Tracy Harbish, which I believe she's actually the one that was Saddam's daughter, 2222. There's a reason these names were flipping out. There's a reason I was being guided to say that. The DNA that they tested for me could have actually, and her DNA was probably in me at the time, and it seemed like I was actually his daughter. You see how deep this shit goes with them messing with DNA like this? But it worked in my favor because I got the shit. It's handed over to me. It's signed over to me. And I expect it. I expect it because I'm the kind of person that likes to give more than I like to receive. That doesn't mean I don't need it. Somebody always wants to jump in. I can feel it and say, well, then why do you want it? Motherfucker, because I need money to live. You can't say anything to broken people without... I have said so many things that... wisdom and knowledge and things that I've learned, and the one thing that maybe I step back on is what somebody remembers. You're fucking broken at that point. I'm tired of hearing it because I can hear it in my mind. Someone goes, but they said you don't give a shit about anything else I said that could have helped you grow as a human being, but the one thing that makes you feel like you can stick it to me, you're fucking broken. Okay. Go sit in a corner, suck your thumb. You need to do some work on yourself. It was left to me. I was also left this hotel by Paul Zachary, whether it was to be cocky or whatever. I believe Teresa Williams, this is hers. You see how this is working out? They seem to have put the DNA in me of these women who are successful. Somebody knows about the shit. Huh? I was left a railroad, too, by someone. Now, whether this is because people knew who I was and found out about my DNA, and they found out there are people in the government, Zachary's, Fran Zachary, Dave, Paul, that knew about my DNA. I'm not sure if it was Teresa Heilman, if it was Teresa Tyson, whatever it was, it could have been all of us. I kept leveling up, though, every time they put more, 24 in me, and it made me more powerful. Somebody knew initially, though, that when I came out of the womb, there was something different about my brother and I. They're not speaking about it. Also, someone named Josh Gates and the crew that he works with, whether he knows it or they were finding shit out behind his back, They were finding tombs. I was giving them information about tombs and where they were, and they were testing DNA with gods and pharaohs. I have a lot of them that match. Memory. I came to inherit the earth, I realized. And this is why there's so much destruction happening in people's lives who were trying to stop me from getting these things that were, whether it was manipulated at the time, whatever, if it was you on the other end, you would say the same thing as me. This is what it is, regardless. That's what it is. It's left to me. There's nothing you can do. It's signed. It has my name on it. I happen to have, let's just say I'm Teresa Tyson. And the crazy thing is, say that they'd swap me out of here because somebody has it on video, and I heard them say, yo, I fucking watched them. I didn't want to say anything. Swap this girl out with someone else. They forgot to take they probably did it for the license. Are you with me? They did it for the license, Teresa Heilman's license. They could have sent a junkie in or just somebody that was not clear-headed. It happened for a reason. It could have been ancestors jumping in someone's head. I just saw them cheering. Did anybody else pick up on that? Jumping in someone's head, causing confusion. So they forgot the license. They were probably supposed to take the purse with the Suboxone as well. I can feel it. And in the mind of a junkie that they're using, the government created a gang stalking program, but then they also got greedy and worked with cartels to bring over fentanyl, and now the fentanyl is destroying everybody and they're getting sloppy, which is working in everybody else's favor. God, this is so much stuff that I haven't said publicly that's going on, and I can see if people think it's crazy, but there are a lot of people realizing that the crazy shit winds up being the truthful shit. I'm left a lot of shit, and it's part of my birthright. It would behoove people to help me get it instead of trying to fight me and believing lies. They're using you guys to fight me, to try and off me so that they can leave you stuck too. They're going to leave everybody stuck here to go to this other planet. I've listened to people in the spirit realm tell me how amazing this place looks. They can't get real close to it. It's weird. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I believe that that's where we're supposed to start New Earth, and they're making it 27. They're going to make it seem like it's here to distract, okay? There may be another illness or something else coming where they're going to try and force quarantines again so that they can invoke fear and anxiety. Don't let this shit happen. People need to stand up and fight, and they need to stand up and speak up about the shit that you know, because there's another... I can't stand using the word judgment. There's some fucked up shit going to come for people who are withholding information. Just about anything. The information will be withheld about you that's going to be crucial, maybe to get you out of prison, to get you out of jail, to get you out of a bad situation. MV is another person that's using M or V AA. This could be reversed. Who has the paperwork? Tell me who has the actual paperwork. I believe they have it all. They have the paperwork for the hotel and everything that comes with it in the account. They have the paperwork for the railroad and for everything that was left to me. It's not for the government. That's not all your money. I understand that that's somebody else's money. And that people were trying, I believe there's a bank account in Teresa Williams' name that they've been trying to get into, and I think they have her ID and they have her debit card. I also was told that my mother, is it Lily Peters? Whoever my birth mother is, she's not here anymore, I heard. There could be people portraying themselves as her. Rockefeller. It's tradition. It's something with them that they take care of their own. They keep it in the family. We're a part of that too for my siblings. And whether they like us or not, how could you not like us, really? They'd have to create. I just believe that for all of my siblings that came out, we're amazing people. There's always that one or bad twin, I guess, but DNA is DNA. My mother is a Rockefeller, which makes us Rockefellers too. They're finding this out. They have access to our DNA. They know somebody that has access to DNA. Tell me who's got the paperwork. The legit paperwork when it comes to these things that were left to Teresa Heilman. B.O. Harris. Is that what it was? I'm gonna flip out another one just in case. They tell me usually to let them fall out, but when they flip like that, J.E. I think somebody knows who I'm speaking about. Ava. I don't know why they put that on there. This shit goes really deep with them testing things. Some of you, if you went to someone you trusted, I'm not saying ancestry, I believe that that's a trap to get our DNA. I don't even think they give you the right results. The gist of this is to cause confusion so that nobody figures out this is what they've been doing. Why would they give you the right results and tell you who what your bloodline is like? It's dangerous. Some of you would actually get tested and find out that you have multiple people's DNA in you. It's sick. I'm not going to flip any cards out. I think they wanted me to get this information out, and that's what I'm doing. I hope that you guys get something from this. It's not just happening to me. They're putting all this focus on me with this live stream. It's like the Truman Show I feel like I'm fucking in, and I didn't sign up for this shit. I don't get anything for it. I'm losing money while everybody else is watching me. And I know a lot of you didn't realize this. Some of you knew, and you're doing it anyway. It's invasive. It's my privacy. And then you're knocking me and judging me as well. I heard that there are people who are making videos saying that I like being mocked and ridiculed, or I like this. No, I'll fucking cut you. I'm still that person. I'm still a cunt once in a while. You understand? I don't appreciate the fact that every thought of mine now, we're all connected. While this is happening, they're hacking all of our brains and tethering all of us together. It's sick. Our government's working with other darker aliens. I picked up that they don't even want to deal with our government anymore because they can't keep their word. For those of you shitbags that like to have control and power, and you do it in fucked up ways, I'm taking that from you. You have a very small window of time to get me this information that's mine, or there's going to be a lot of death. This isn't me threatening to kill anyone. I'm telling you, you're just going to drop, or there's going to be something bad that happens to you, and it's not this life. It's exactly when you leave, where are you getting sucked into? You'll be shown in your dreams hell and what it's like. You'll be shown that. A lot of people were shown this, and they either don't remember or they're not sharing it. You will receive horrible things happening to you as well. There are people who have experienced things that I've done here, supernatural things, and you're keeping that in. You will die if you don't share this information. It's not just fucking me up. It's fucking other people up too, because you're getting people caught up. Basically, they're using people to collect souls. They were sending people here to make them think that they were attacking me, and it was actually hits on them. Or they used to have them come up here with a bunch of harassment devices, and I've leveled up so much with radiation it actually makes my skin clear and it's making my hair grow. I'm using it in my favor, transmuting energy. And they would drop, and I realized it was for mass rituals. There are different types of rituals now, different types of sacrifices. They're not what we think. They're getting clever. But as they get clever, I get more clever, and that's where there becomes a problem. We're not going nowhere. I hope you guys check this, check your pendulums, flip cards if you do that. Ask people in the government, if you people know people in the deep state government, about what I just said, whether it's about me personally or about this other shit that's affecting all of us. Some of you guys, your hair is falling out, you're going bald and shit. It's because they're having you watch me get attacked. Thank you for watching me get attacked with this shit, and then mock me and then talk about it like you're better than I am. While everybody's getting attacked, they're testing this shit on me. The problem is I'm supernatural because I keep leveling up. Not all of you are going to be able to handle it like I'm handling it. Some of you are still drinking every day, or you're getting high and your diet sucks, and you're going to wind up dying before you expect to die, because you're not going to be able. Don't look at the way I'm handling it and think that this is the way humans normally handle all this radiation and this shit. Don't look at it like that. I chose to isolate myself and change my diet and stay away from drugs and shit. That's why I can do this. This is more serious than you think. I don't want to come off like a bitch, but the niceness didn't help. So now we have this. Ask some people if you know them in the government and look them in the eye and make them look you in the eye about this. Love you. Philly out.